Morning. Bloody hell, Kristen, you was up early. Must be like me, tossing and turning. Get yourself a cup of coffee and let's sit and have a chat. So, Spirit think they're funny, I think, because they're finding this very amusing, the song they've given me. It's called Man on the Run. So it could quite literally be somebody trying to escape prison. I don't know, but they think it's highly amusing. So, Man on the Run. I don't know who it's by. I have heard it. I don't know who it's by. So, I will dig a bit and find out for you. What do I do that for? I've got an issue with my left wrist. So somebody in spirit may have had an injury to the left wrist before the past, or it may be something that you have suffered or are suffering at this time. It does feel quite major, not a small thing, and they're showing me the the brace that they put on it when a wrist is badly sprained or broken. It's not cast, so it could just be a repetitive injury. Here we are. So fear, procrastinating, putting things off until tomorrow, worried about what other people think, people laughing at you behind your back, possibly somebody born 1970 plus or minus 12, left behind, those born on the 22nd, living or past date for your diary and address, massively important in a negative way. Maybe you have to put things off, we'll see from the rest of the read. There's a handsome stranger walked into your life. Could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Or an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius child may be important. It's positive energy. You're no longer sitting on the fence. Something looks bad, it's not as bad as you think it is. Something looks good, it's not as good as you think it is. Stop trying to do everything by yourself and ask for help. 2 years is mentioned. Releasing your hold on greed, material things, the outcome of a situation, the old way of doing things, stubbornness, people, jobs, situations, anything that no longer serves you. Whatever is yours will always be yours. Taking back control of our lives, being on the right path. Putting a lot of effort in and it not paying off. Lack of communication, especially via the internet. 8 years is mentioned. And a broken marriage or friendship. Taurus energy, not being able to speak your truth and problems with material matters. The children hold the key, or your inner child. It's issues with the throat and material matters. You're carrying a heavy burden that isn't yours. The only positive card in this is our own. We are on the right path. But we've got to let go of control issues. We've just got to release and let go. Take no action. Don't care what other people think. Just take no action. But the 22nd is the negative energy. Can't get away from it. Procrastination. Putting things off until tomorrow that need to be done today. Or someone is. yeah, seeing no way out of this. Feeling stuck, really. Not being able to move forward. 6 weeks is mentioned. Problems with finances to do with the home and family life. But then action needs to be taken. And you take your seed and you plant it somewhere it will grow. Somewhere new. Spirit are giving you the gift of a new start. Fire sign energy again. Clarity comes. If you've been torn between 2 properties, 2 jobs, 2 people, 2 situations, what you should do and what you want to do, it will soon become very, very clear. Those born on the 18th, living off past, if your diary and address, massively important in a positive way. The owl brings us wisdom. The owl is a good sign. If you see the owl, it's a positive sign. If you see the hare, it's a negative sign. Somebody's being very short-sighted because I have the mole here. Somebody who's sticking their head in the sand, overthinking things. 8 weeks of thinking too much. That ticker tape machine going round in your head. This conflict that maybe brought about this lack of communication. Conflicts and competition. Stand your ground. There's a Leo connected to this failed marriage or friendship. Financially orientated. A fire sign female. Standing on your own 2 feet, being emotionally and physically and financially independent. You don't need others, but it's quite nice to have them. Something that you put a lot of effort into, possibly study, or some career or job. Something you did with 3 people maybe, or 3 years, hasn't reached its potential. Or you are reaching your potential. So you need to search for something better and higher because that ain't paying off. Nine years is mentioned, 10 years is mentioned. You need to stand on your own 2 feet. It's a slow process, but you will get there. Don't worry about money. It's longevity, it's a long life, it's a good life. Yeah, there's addictions here though, for someone, possibly a Sagittarius, possibly those born on the 14th, living or past, date for your diary and address. It's a negative energy. It could be drugs, alcohol, shopaholic, gambling. It's an imbalance. It's where you are being impatient, being put to the test. You are being tested so that you learn from your mistakes. But there is a new beginning, a new home perhaps. There you go, Kristen. Something positive. Should you choose to take it, Spirit have given you this gift so that you can start again. Could be a new business, a new home, like I said. Whatever it is will pay off within a year. Options have been narrowed down, and things are becoming a lot clearer. You're no longer living in a dream world. 7 months is mentioned. But we have the moon repeated on the same card. So there is confusion around this, but it will become clear soon. The 18 again, positive and negative. Somebody hasn't put enough effort in and is not communicating. It's the hole in my shoe. Now we had that for the daily read. So somebody, somewhere, Spirit keep reiterating it, got a hole in the shoe. It's time to buy new. You can't repair this, it's beyond repair. Those born 1951, plus or minus 12. Wisdom, the beaver, so you're going to have to work hard. Some deceit and mischief. But there is a new beginning. The page you want again, so gossip, possibly a fire sign child, and a toxic situation to do with this Leo, the marriage, the friendship. Somebody's been manipulating the situation or you. It's shackles, it's vows, it's contracts, it's issues with the knees and bones. Capricorn energy, those born on the 15th, living or past date for your diary and address, massively important in a negative way. And blockages. Your path is blocked by those born on the 19th, living or past date for your diary and address, massively important in a negative way. Confusion and lack of clarity in a situation. There is a new home, there is celebrations, perhaps a wedding, there's something new, a new foundation that you're putting in place, which is good, a new beginning. But you have to get out of this toxic situation. Release. So 14, 15, 19, all negative. 5 and 23 negative. We are pretty much the only positive card in the major arcana. 22 is negative. There is a soulmate here though. Something important, the number 41. They hold the key. There is happiness, so we will get there. Celebrations, happiness, like I said, weddings, etc. You're getting a leg up from spirit. They're going to help you out. Don't hang on to why. You may never know why. It will only eat you up from the inside. Don't question too much and don't overthink too much. There is a change in the wind, probably a house move, a releasing that burden that you've been carrying. A new life is dawning. Wake up and smell the coffee. You may find a new tribe. You may be saying goodbye to old friends, family members, etc. You're packing your bags and you're off, finding your new tribe, because you can't reach the heights that you're meant to reach where you are now. The giraffe says, reach higher. You may feel orphaned or abandoned, if your both parents are in spirit especially, but know that they are always with you and that you're not alone. Just speak to them and they will hear you. Changes are coming, and yes, you will have to abandon certain things, but you are blessed, so don't worry. It's your destiny, the finger, the yod of God, the yod, and I know for a fact that that is happening. If you look at the astrology on the Facebook page, they've mentioned that. I think Roland mentioned it, Roland Legrand, maybe even Gregory Scott. There is a yod, a finger of God coming. So it's important. 48. The planets are aligning. The name Jean keeps coming up in my reads. I don't know who it is, but it belongs to somebody. The name Jean is very important. And a fountain. A person often meets their destiny on the road they took to avoid it. The ancients believed that Yod was an area of fate on the chart, not a particularly favourable one. So, for those of you that have been trying to avoid something happening, and you stayed at a certain place, you can't avoid fate, and what you didn't want to happen will happen. Maybe even because you tried to avoid it. It's also called the Eye of God, or the Finger of God. The Yod is a peculiar astrological configuration in a chart. It's a triangle formed by two planets 60 degrees apart, while both are 150 degrees from the third planet. This creates a thin, pie-shaped aspect. The Yod configuration is linked to the Hebrew alphabet. Yod or Yud is the 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which has mystical implications signifying the omnipotence of God and often denotes humility because the energy is locked in that triangular configuration, causing matters to be fated. Sorry, it's my window cleaner. And often difficult, but not without their rewards. Yod configuration is influential and implies that there is a disruptive force at work. In a sense, this astrological placement of planets is somewhat in exile from the other planetary energies because they're not harmonious with each other and therefore they cause tension. This can bring about feelings of intense stress or restriction. There can also be a sense of different, feeling alone and being out of step with others at times. The Yod is a natal chart and can even indicate being a black sheep of the family. Well, I know what that feels like. When the Yod card presents itself in a reading, it means that the situation may be chaotic or may soon turn that way. It'll be hard to see any clear path because of this key chaos, which is the Moon card and the 19. But it will be important to weather through this all. This is not always a bad thing because the process of finding what works and what isn't functioning, and now will be the time to be scaling down things and weeding out which is unnecessary. But more than that, this card is about finding your own truth, even though the truth may not be reflected through others. You may wish for more support when this card comes up, but you're going to have to manage this on your own. Another development may turn up that you prefer to work it out on your own without the interference of others. This card can denote a time to voyage inwards and come to your own truth. There really isn't anyone who will have the tools to figure this out more than you. So now may not be the best time to take advice from others. Your inner knowing has it already. You have to take the time to process the information to come to your own answers. At times, when it turns up, there will be health issues that need to be dealt with and solved before you can move forward. It can be indicative of autoimmune disease, celiac disease, fibromyalgia, thyroiditis, everyday allergies and other ailments. Although these diseases will not be life-threatening, they could still be crucible in sorts with need for drastic changes to be made for relief of the symptoms, as in diet. More positively, this card means that circumstances are good for achieving your goals, but be prepared for sacrifices on your part, and not just one but several. It won't be an easy path, but it's time to expand your focus. You have a desire for far greater awareness, which will come through dedication, but patience and adaptability are necessary in making this situation work to fulfill your greater purpose, the one you were born for. So, needing to make adjustments, being inventive, being unique, having a special purpose, trusting all will work out as it was meant to, the eventual success of destiny and fate, even amongst chaos, self-examination, discovery after a period of confusion, missed opportunities, increased awareness, humility, being shown factors that are currently blind, making up your mind, making a choice, learning from adjustment, flowing with the change, conduit of energy, profound blocks, stops, start motion. It is best not to focus the issue at this time as there is fate involved. Allow matters to unfold before acting, so that's why we're pausing. Bring everything together, answering the call. So that means answering any calls even if you don't want to. As the ordinary life is released into the spiritual. This is the Ace of Swords reversed, confusion, destiny, doing things your own way, standing strong, but making a difference. Thanks for listening.